What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video, and today we're going to be going over Jaxson Dart's first start versus the Los Angeles Chargers, getting his first W, 21-18 in a spectacular 111-yard game with 54 yards rushing, both a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. We're going to be going over what the hype is about a quarterback that threw for 111 yards. Let's go over Jaxson Dart's first win. But first, a word from our sponsors. Huge shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring this video and being the official sponsor of this channel for the season. Join over 6 million users since 2023 on the #1 sports app in the world. Your one-stop shop for sports news, live game scores and stats, fantasy football, and of course, pick contests. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, touchdowns, and interceptions to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Right now, use promo code 27Squad and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for more details. All right, you can see his first play here. I love how the offense really changed and catered to Jaxson Dart's play style. It's very college-like. Brian Dable was able to mix things up, and Mike Kafka was able to call plays that Jaxson Dart would be more comfortable with. So we're going to look at this play here. They're going to try to set up some sort of jet motion bubble screen here, right? But it completely gets blown up. The Chargers come out. This is not a bad play call for what they're up against. So you're going to see a quarters look here, too high shell with the corners back about 7 to 10 yards. That's really indicating some sort of quarters cover 4 look. And so the flats or, shorter options are going to be, more viable for that type of defense, especially, the short area here where my mouse is at. So they're going to try to set up some sort of jet motion screen here. It gets blown up by Derwin James. I mean, he's all over it. It's just no go. And then on the backside, they had a slant which is open, but Jaxson Dart doesn't look there. There's a blitz coming from there anyway. Maybe that safety was in the throwing lane, but really, my philosophy is always throw towards the blitz. He didn't look that way, but this is something that he provides that Russell Wilson just can't provide at his age, is just the ability to escape. You have the safety blitz coming. The offensive line actually doesn't do a terrible job. You got a Runyon here, the guard pulling here for this block. Does a good job blocking. He could have stepped up and threw it if there was an option there. Right now there just isn't, but he has the wheels to just get it done, and he is tough. That's a tough son of a gun. He's going to take unnecessary hits as well. You can see from the box view, that safety was screaming. There was just no way, even if he wanted to throw that RPO to or that slant to Darius Slayton, it probably wasn't going to be viable. He's just able to get out of there and get a first down. Awesome. Beautiful heads-up play by Jaxson Dart here. Same deal. They're going to do a safety blitz again. This time, it's with Derwin James blitzing. So, again, you're going to see some sort of, too high shell over here. Definitely some sort of quarters look, right? So, they're going to try to attack the short game. And that's why Jaxson Dart wasn't airing it out, because they were just playing to the strengths of what the defense was giving them. But you're going to see Derwin James right off the snap, go off to blitz, RPO. So you're going to get this running back to block. I believe that's Devin Singletary. Jaxson Dart pulls it immediately because there's just no way he's going to throw these choice routes here. There's just no way he's going to throw them. So Jaxson Dart just elects to keep it and run. And on a 2nd and 3, he's able to pick up the yardage needed for a first down. Like that's what we want in a rookie quarterback, especially. Not afraid of contact, not afraid of getting down and dirty in between the tackles and gaining the first down with his legs. Gotta love it. All right, so we got another quarters look here. It looks like they're playing some sort of man on the play side, because when we see this play out, it looks like man on the play side, and it looks like some sort of palms look. If you guys don't know what palms look, they're really paying attention to the number 2 receiver. Number 2 just means a slot in this case, not actual number 2 receiver, which is Malik Neighbors. So Palms look is kind of like they're setting a triangle, and how they play their defense is really, I don't have time to explain it here, but how they play their defense really relies on what the slot receiver is doing, the 2 receiver. So all the attention is going to be on him, and it's still not enough. That's what it looks like that they're running, is some sort of palms. Because you see all the corners. You see the linebacker, the corner, and the safety react to what Malik Neighbors is doing. They kind of leave Darius Slayton alone. And here, my point of why I wanted to talk about this is, look at what Jaxson Dart forces from a defense, right? Being that he's a threat with his legs, and he's not afraid to run it, right? It's one thing just being a threat with your legs. It's another thing just being tough and just like, I don't care, I'll run it anytime I need to. You're going to get these linebackers creeping down. They're paying attention to him the whole time. They're not dropping back too far in coverage. They're not really too concerned with what's going on. You got a scissors concept on the play side where it's going to be 2 verticals kind of crossing in between each other. Theo Johnson going vertical. I believe this is Devin Singletary also going vertical. And then Jaxson Dart steps up like he's gonna run it. It's gonna suck in these linebackers. Malik Neighbors on a very late dig finds him open. That's something that Jaxson Dart forces a defense to do, is to make sure they pay attention to him as a runner, as a potential threat in the run game. This is a touchdown, quarterback keeper from 15 yards out, basically 20 yards is where he took it from. I mean, I love it. I love it. Just not afraid to just run it. You can see from the box view, there's just the blocking, right? The blocking was excellent, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. I guess you want to say 6 guys in the box. And everybody's, well, he's going out in coverage. So you got 5. Got a Cam Scatterboo. So we have an extra blocker, right? So you got 6 on 5. Wide open, nobody else in coverage. They got Malik Neighbors out there distracting that linebacker. Boom. In for the touchdown. Love it. Now this play I love as well. Jaxson Dart backed up in his own end zone. You're going to see this play kind of play out. They're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys off the line. One's gonna fake and drop back and play kind of like a spy for him, and just drop back in the cover. Actually, both of them, even Derwin James, I didn't notice that. So it turns into a 4-man rush. However, the pressure is there, and this concept is weird. It looks like they just sent everybody deep, right? Honestly, Malik Neighbors is open here. This safety comes down. It's almost like a cover, like it's a cover 1 essentially. With 2 more guys dropping down. And Malik Neighbors is wide open here, just doesn't see it. And check out what Jaxson Dart does next. He tells Darius Slayton to come back to the ball. So I guess Slayton is looking at him, right? He's looking out for this ball. Jaxson Dart says, hey, come back. Gets the first down. This is beautiful. Now, I don't know if this was designed already to happen. Jaxson Dart already looked his way. Escaped pressure. Got him to come back, get this first down. Gotta love the command from the rookie quarterback, right? He's looking Malik's way first. Takes a snap. Looks Malik's way first. Good protection. Escapes the pocket. And look what it forces the defense to do, is to take care. Like if you had a leaking tight end over here and this linebacker is forced to take care of Jaxson Dart, if you had a leaking tight end over here on this over route, like on a drag or something like that, this is going to go for some yards. Darius Slayton. This is an incomplete pass, but Jaxson Dart, although nobody really talks about his deep ball as much, he's not really known for being a good deep ball thrower. He is excellent on boundary fades, comeback routes, back shoulder throws. He's been excellent at that at his time in Ole Miss, and he even previewed a little bit of that during the preseason. But you can see this incomplete pass here to Darius Slayton. Has some time in the pocket, lets one rip, and Darius Slayton tight coverage, just outside the reach. I think it is just overthrown, but just look at the positioning of this ball. Even though it is slightly overthrown, where he places this ball, there is no possible way any cornerback is going to be able to get that ball. Look how even Darius Slayton has to fade his shoulders back to grab this ball. This is excellently positioned. It's just out of the reach of Darius Slayton. I think he touches the ball. He touches the ball as well. This is a beautifully placed ball, and I don't think enough people are paying attention to that. That's a beautifully placed ball. There is no way. You always want to attack the out, when you're going for these boundary shots, fade routes and stuff like that. You always want to attack that outside shoulder and make sure it's floating over the head, crossing the shoulders of the receiver, because you do not want any chance for this cornerback to get a chance for this ball, and there just wasn't one, unless it bounced off the receiver's hands. Now, we did a lot of glazing Jaxson Dart, but let's go into some things that I had a problem with, some plays I had an issue with. So you're going to see this is going to be some sort of quick slant sort of, not an RPO, just a quick slant sort of concept where you're going to get this line sliding, slide their protection to the entire line is going to slide their protection to the left because they're going to try to set up this slant route. So just watch what happens because they slide their protection. You have a free rusher. You should know this already. Listen, they only rushed 4, right? They slid their protection, but they only rushed 4. How is there a free rusher? Well, they dropped back a defensive tackle in covers too because they slid their protection. We'll be able to see that from the box view a little better. But if you know that already, Jaxson Dart, and you're seeing man coverage because you already sent this guy in motion, right? This is what these motions are for. You sent Jalen Hyatt in motion. You have somebody following. That's more than likely indicating man coverage. So once you already indicated it's man coverage, you're saying, hey, now we're looking like it's probably going to be some sort of cover 1 look, man coverage, single high safety. There shouldn't be anybody kind of messing with this, flat area, getting into the slot, getting into that seam area. This should be thrown already. Not sure why Jaxson Dart hesitated here. You had this defender right here on a bluff blitz. Now, even though he's bluff blitzing, he's already badly positioned. This is wide open. You got to let this one rip when you know that your protection has been slid to the left. You're gonna have an open receiver. There's a hot route set up right here for Daniel Bellinger. He doesn't even look that way either. He kind of just gets a little hesitant. He pulls this ball like he taps the ball. You can see it. Watch, you can see him tap the ball. He taps the ball right here, getting ready to throw it to Malik. He just pulls on it for whatever reason. Not sure why. Plenty of space here. Nobody's cutting this route. Pulls it. There's a hot route set up for him just right here, just in case his blitz gets there, and unfortunately gets sacked. Okay, again, Jaxson Dart, his ability to move with his legs and the toughness, like the mentality is there. So you're going to check out this play. Check out the bottom of your screen. You got Theo Johnson, and I believe that is Bo Collins in the back there, down there. So they're going to run a bench concept, and a bench concept is really going to be, it's sort of like a smash concept, right? Where you're going to try to pick on, it works better against cover 2. You're going to try to pick on, the corner here. You're going to do a high-low read on this boundary. However, they're in a too-high shell, but this ends up being cover 3. And what bench concepts don't work very well against cover 3 because you see this is perfectly covered. You have a flat defender, you have a rail defender. See, the safety comes down to be a flat defender. This corner plays the deep third as a rail defender. It's pretty much covered. Bench concept supposed to work against it. And now if you pay attention to Jaxson Dart, he's watching that the entire time. He's seeing a too high shell. He's thinking that there's going to be one open. It winds up being cover 3. He's watching it the entire time. He doesn't even look the backside. Now, there is a little bit of a controversy here. Some people have talked about this already. You could have tried to hit Wandale here, step up in the pocket. The line of scrimmage is right on the 50. You could have tried to step up here, manipulate this safety right here, who's spying you, and just air it to Wandale, who is open and with momentum, right? Nobody's chasing him. You could have done it, but he decides to trust his own legs. I think he would have probably beat this safety to the corner. Maybe not. But he decides to change direction and move. So I like that he didn't force this ball, recognizing that, hey, these guys are not open whatsoever, and just taking off and running. Again, provides a lot more than Russell Wilson can on the ground. Again, I really highlight his escapability because the Giants, especially the Giants, with their personnel, offensively, they're especially with the wide receivers, they're just not dealing with much, especially with the absence of Malik Neighbors for the rest of the season. They're gonna have times where you see this. This is 3rd and 4. This is cover 2 man, and these safeties are playing tight. You could see the yard marker, the first down marker is very close. These safeties are playing tight, even though it's cover 2 man. These safeties come down very low, making sure nothing is allowed on the first down. So these corners are tasked with playing their man, no help over top. So you got double slants on the bottom of your screen with Theo Johnson and Wan'Dale Robinson, and then you have double posts on the opposite side. And nothing's open at all. And Jaxson recognizes it off the snap. They show 5 guys on the line. They only rush 4. Right, one guy's gonna watch the running back. The pocket collapses extremely quickly. You can see this is a broken up pocket already. Jaxson Dart doesn't have a clear window to throw it, even if he wanted to. There's nobody open. Elects to run it, picks up the first down. That's what the Giants need so desperately. Gone are the days of guys that stay in the pocket and, take sacks and force a ball somewhere where it shouldn't be. I love that from Jaxson Dart. I love that. And he's not afraid to do it. I just wanted to quickly highlight his touchdown pass, even though it's nothing really crazy. It's something out of Andy Reid's playbook. Mike Kafka is our offensive coordinator, so he's from the Andy Reid tree. You guys seen this with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. It's just the Giants version with a little spin at the end, but just showing that, nothing really much to it. All right, he was not perfect, and there are certain plays that bother me. I'm not going to go over every play that bothered me because I want to keep this as short as possible. So Jaxson Dart, just check the top of your screen before we get into Jaxson Dart. Check the top of your screen and look at the coverage that we're looking at. We're looking at some sort of quarters look, right? Cover 4, really cushioned out, and a wide open Darius Slayton on a deep curl, right? This is like the perfect route you want against quarters coverage. Jaxson Dart looks at him. He's actually his first read. Pulls it. I don't know why he pulls it. I don't know why he went to a new progression. Like, it's there. Even if you were to go out to a new progression because you don't want to ever keep your eyes on the wide receiver, hit this, man. Hit this. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is, I think that's Darius Slayton. Could be wrong. I don't know which one. It actually looks like Jalen Hyatt, actually. That looks like Jalen Hyatt. Maybe he didn't trust Jalen Hyatt. I don't know. But you got to hit this. You got to hit this to Jalen Hyatt on the top of your screen. You can't pull that, and it winds up being a sack. And then there's this play here. The 3rd down and 2. This wound up being offside, so it didn't count anyway. But this shows the absolute juice, all the juice that Cam Scatterboo and Dart provide to the offense, okay? You know that Scatterboo can run hard in between the tackles. Now check out Jaxson Dart, quarterback keeper. Cam Scatterboo leveling. Is that Derwin James? I believe that's Derwin James. Leveling Derwin James. Gets hit by another defender. Boom, Jaxson Dart gets hit. Stopped. You would think that stopped. He finds a way to slip away from it. Stays on his feet. And picks up the first down. My goodness. Again, it wound up being an offsides penalty anyway, so they were able to get the free first down. But that is what I want to see from my franchise quarterback. This was a good start. Again, not too much going on in the air, only 111 yards, but this is a great start against one of the best defenses in the NFL. Let's see how he does against the Saints. All that being said, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you're new to the channel. More film updates, more film breakdowns coming on the main channel and on the membership side. So if you guys are interested, join that membership, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Woo!